Alright, let's continue now with stock basics. Alright, so obviously we went over candlesticks and how to look at the individual candlesticks, right? We know the blue ones is up and black is down. We know candle shows the opening price, the closing price, the high and the low. And then also, we have the body as well as wicks, right? Alright, so now the next step would be looking at charts as a whole, right? So looking at charts as a whole, what are they telling us? We have, in general, we have uptrends, downtrends. We have bullish structure, bearish structures. Like, does all that stuff mean? That's what we're gonna get to. Alright, so we're gonna do a trend line. This is a trend line, right? Boom, this line. Actually, let's just adjust this, adjust the line. It's a trend line, that's an upward sloping trend line. If you go back to geometry, it's just sloping up, right? Then we have down sloping trend lines as well. This is down sloping, have a downward slope. Looking from left to right. Left to right, we're going down. Left to right, we're going up. These we can use on charts to help us determine if we're going up or down, or if we're sideways, just going just more flat, just more of this, just sideways. Alright, so we use trend lines to see what's the direction of the market. Also, we use it to see if they break possible trend changing. But alright, so what we can do is just have a trend line, which is simply is just points on a upswing, right? We want the most points touching the trend line as possible. So this is upward sloping trend line. We know the market is moving up. Then we get the break of the trend line, and then up, we can say the market is moving down. So then we just do a downward sloping trend line here. So we got an up sloping trend line, then we have a down sloping trend line market, then we broke it again, and then we go back to an upward sloping trend line. Right, so now we're back to up sloping trend line, and then it broke again. Then it's ideally up there, but it seems like it's tough, so we're gonna do it here. Just gonna go down. Well, probably would really be here. Then we have open up sloping trend line, it breaks it. It's just very steep. There's a chance after a while up this happens, then it goes down. You would even switch it from here to somewhat more here. But if you don't, you'll have a down slope there, then we have an up slope here, then another down sloping here because it broke, then another up sloping here. Probably would be here at first, then we'll see, we might have to change this over there. But trend lines are mainly just used to help us with the direction. Obviously, when it's cleaner like this, it's a lot smoother than having all of this stuff there. But let's just delete most of this. Down sloping. Don't really like that one. Trying to see which area will allow me to touch the most points. Could have been there most likely. Then we got a break, then fake out, so then you probably would adjust after that. Break there, comes down, but then eventually we get our uptrend. Then we get a break, back to our downtrend. Got a break there, but nothing really happened, so then we probably would adjust this. Alright, but these are trends. So those are trends. We can, go back further and do the same thing, right? Uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. Then we have this huge downtrend. Question is how you would do this. There's a chance. After a while, I probably would just seems like from here down could be a nice trend line right in there. Yeah, like that one. You could have smaller ones within this too, right? So down here, then it breaks. You have one here, then we back down, and then another one up, then another one down, another one up, small one down here, then up, then down. So you have small ones as well, but that's trends. Trend lines does help you quite a bit with determining trends. Alright, but then the next part will be structure. So let's go back to, I guess we can go to this part. So structure is looking at multiple trends in relation to each other, right? So just say here we have this uptrend. You see a big move up, then we have a small move down, then another move up. So we would say this is an uptrend. This is a bullish structure because we have the big push up, small push down, big push up. So you can see that the structure is going up because our big pushes are the up movements, the smaller ones are there. So that would be bullish structure. Bearish structure would just be the reverse, where the big moves are down, right? So eventually we got a point where, we broke this last area. Then we have big move down, small move up, big move down. Now we're on a bearish structure. So we're expecting the market to have a small push up like it did here. At some point it stops before it gets past this. Then we continue down. But obviously it might continue to go up and break this, and then it might change bullish again, and then we have a bullish push up, right? We break this, then a small bearish push down, then another push up. So we could have that as well, right? Where it changes back bullish. And then could just continue that, right? Might have something like, then we just have this big one up there. Could have something like this too, where this would be a bullish structure there. Sometimes it's clean pretty easily, like how this was. Sometimes it's not. So I want to use that trend lines to help you determine if we're saying upwards or downwards movements in the trends, but then we look at multiple trend lines over multiple trend lines together to determine if structure is up or down. There could be sideways structure as well, where you don't just see, like just say this was this, and this point would have been our point. If price is just moving in between these 2 points, that would be considered just ranging. So if price was just trading in between, would be ranging, which is just pretty much a neutral structure. There's no bullish or bearish. No, it's just in the middle here. So that's how you read stock charts as a whole. We have our individual candlesticks, gives us the stuff for whatever time frame we're on. For this one, daily. But then once you start looking at those trends, right? Once we start looking at those trends, we see what the market is doing and what we can expect. So eventually, if like part of this was cut off, so we get this move here, broke the top, boom. Then we start seeing down movement. We're gonna draw our trend line. Then we're expecting the price to go up. We just don't know when. So then, but once it broke this trend line, then we assume that the market is going to continue to trade up higher. So then I'm like, alright, so most of the candles after that, we're going to say it's going to be bullish candles if what we're anticipating actually happens. Where a majority of the candles will be up and not down. But we will have our up, then down, and then up and down, and up and down. You can see that a lot more on the smaller time frames. We're just on a daily. We could go 4 hours or something and see a little bit more how much it's pulling back with those same structure movements, just on a smaller time frame. But that's how you read charts.